Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Carrie. This is Carrie Counts Cash. If you are new here, I am a new YouTuber that does cash stuffing, budgeting, personal finance videos. I do cash swaps, I do weekly check-ins, I do savings challenges, that kind of thing, the whole 9 yards. Or at least that's the plan. Like I said, this is fairly new to me. At least as far as the YouTube standpoint goes, so I don't have much in the way of videos. If you are a returning viewer or a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. I did not anticipate any of the support or kind comments that I got on the last video. I am super appreciative of that, and I am so grateful. I hope to post lots of content that you guys love. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe. If you like somebody who's quite quirky, who thinks they're funny, but they're really actually not that funny, and can be quite acerbic, I guess maybe that's the word. I just have a lot of sarcastic comments and things that come out of my mouth without really thinking. I have no filter. Anyways, so I thought I would share my bi-weekly paycheck cash stuffing with you guys this week. I do have a little bit of Happy Mail that I've already opened, but I'm just going to go through really quickly and show you guys. And then we can get right into the video. It's going to be a long one. I do have a lot of binders and things. I'm going to try and shorten it up, but I do tend to ramble. So if it is long, I do apologize. I hope you stick with it. And I hope that you look forward to maybe more content down the road. Now, I will say that I did get paid a little bit more than I usually do. I did ask for a little bit of a top up on my pay from one of my time owed banks, so hours that I worked that I can either get back in a day off or money. We're not getting much for time off right now because I'm an ICURN, and I don't know if you know about the state of healthcare right now. I'm sure that you've heard, but it is a hot mess. So not getting much for time off, I said I might as well just take that in cash. However, there was a mistake on my pay. It didn't get put on my pay, so there's a correction coming. So the amount that I had originally budgeted for is not what we're going to end up stuffing. I did get $19.50 from the bank, and I've got some rollover cash we're going to end up using. But I did basically rob Peter to pay Paul. I took some of the money out of one of my savings accounts for now, and then when I get the correction, I will, of course, fix that. And I will, of course, do that off camera so that you guys aren't caught up in the details of that, because it gets quite confusing. But some of the money that I have taken out of the bank, I want to go towards saving challenges and things, which we are not going to be stuffing this week anyway, because I get paid bi-weekly. I felt it probably more logical to post the cash stuffing one week, especially where it's going to be so long, and I'll do my savings challenges and maybe a weekly check-in the next week so that you guys don't have to go 2 weeks without a video. So that's why I've done it that way. So you will probably see at the end of the video I'm setting some money aside for those challenges. But other than that, housekeeping wise, the only other thing is I did order some 1K slips from Hi Hello Budgeting. She's here on YouTube as well. She is a fellow Canadian cash stuffer. She's absolutely lovely. These 1K slips are quite classic, simple for me, which I absolutely love. She's got a whole bunch of different options as far as colors and holographic vinyl and things like that, and cash withdrawal slips, and I absolutely love them. I probably will be purchasing more from her in the future. She's really lovely, and I promise you will not be disappointed with the caliber of her work. So go check her out on Etsy or here on YouTube even. That would be lovely. And she sent some bonus stickers, which are super cute, and I will be probably using those on my next video. You will see them. So I'm going to be making use of her 1K slips here in the video. I'll probably end up buying one of her cash withdrawal slips, because I don't know if you guys can see this, but this one is really hard to see with the foil and stuff on it. So I had bought this initially when I started, but I'm kind of growing out of it, I feel like. I don't remember who I got that from. I know that was also on Etsy, and it is absolutely lovely, but sometimes I find it's just really hard to see. So we're going to get right into the video. We're going to start with my envelopes. I did already empty my wallet. I filmed this intro a few times now of all my extra change. I had more change than I usually do, but I put it in my jars. So I have 2 jars. I have one for $1 coins and $2 coins, and then all my nickels, dimes, quarters, all that. So I had $18.50, and I don't normally count these jars until the end of the year when I will do all my cash totals and roll them. I kind of like to be pleasantly surprised as to what's in them, and that way it doesn't like get in my head like, oh my god, you have $27 in your jar or whatever, you need to save another $13. It's like, nope, it is what it is. When I get to the end of the year, this is how much money I have. Any dollar is more than I had started out with, and that's all going to go towards debt as well as all of my savings challenges. So it's all going to the same place. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to start out with my envelopes. For these, I have a few of them. 2 are more like sinking funds than cash envelopes. But I just put them in here because it's easier. Those are ones that I spend out of all of the time. We're going to do eating out first. If you watch my introductory video, you know that this has been a problem with me in the past. So once I started doing my cash envelope, I noticed that it turned around immediately. And this probably is one of my favorite envelopes for that reason. So in here, we didn't have anything left from last week. We have 20, 40. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. See, I'm already gabbing too much and losing track of my train of thoughts. So we're going to put 2 5s instead. So that makes $50. 20, 40, 45, 50. And once this money is gone, of course, I don't get to eat out anymore. But I've been finding I'm doing like this weight loss thing. And I've had less interest in eating out alone just because of that, which is absolutely lovely. Fun is going to get $14. I do like radio bingo. Sometimes this, if I want to go to the movies or whatever. We're in lockdown right now, so I can't really do any of that. But if I want to, that's what that's for. I did play bingo last night, and clearly I didn't win because I'm still stuck in this snowy hellstorm of Canada's weather. So there's that, because if I had won, I would be booking a ticket to somewhere warm, weather be damned. So in fun, we do have a fair bit of money. We have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I counted that wrong. I definitely did. Just a sec. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95. There we go. $100. There's $100 in fun. And I will be playing bingo again next week. I bought 3 cards. That's like $24. And then I think that's the last time I can play for a little while because it just doesn't work out with my work schedules. Gas, if you have been following any of the Canadian YouTubers here, you know that gas is not cheap. It was $141.9 last time I went. But I do stuff quite a significant amount of money, $120 for gas. Because I stuff a lot of money, I don't necessarily roll this one over. So I'm going to put this to the side, and I'll use that for my savings challenges in the next video. You won't see what I do with that today. But we're going to be stuffing $50 or $60 for one trip to gas, and then another $50 for the next. So this should get me 2, not even fill-ups, it should just get me 2 tries at the pump basically over the next 2 weeks, and I'm desperate for gas. I'm pretty much in need of a tank at this point, so this will be used pretty much immediately after this video. Groceries does have some money left over. I believe it has 40. Get a bunch of toonies in there, so $10 worth of that, and then 20, 30. That's going to be getting another $120, and that's all in 20s. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. And we'll put this all together and count this again. It should be 160. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 40, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 160. Perfect. And groceries are not cheap either. I know last weekend there's issues with the supply chain up here as far as like fruit and produce goes. So we didn't even have any fresh fruit or produce. So I'm hoping when I go today, because also I need to get groceries again today, that things will be full up. So this next one is household. This one is one of the ones that I was saying was more like a sinking fund than anything. But I use this for like toiletries, or if I need laundry detergent, or if I just want to buy something for home decor, or anything like that. I just use basically this catch-all. So it has $12 in here. We're going to add another 18. So we should have 10, 15, 20, 25, 23, and 5 for 30. So there's that. I did spend quite a bit of money last week when I bought like this big wall print for my entryway. So I'm pumped about that because I've been looking for a few years now for something that suits. Polaris is my kitty cat. This is basically for everything that he might need: litter, vet visits, food, all of that. He's not that expensive. He's pretty low maintenance. He's a pretty good boy. So we just put 20 in there. So we now have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 30, 40. He's due for his annual checkup and shots in March. And he's good on litter and food for this week at least. So maybe next week I'll have to buy some stuff. But otherwise, we're good. And I don't know where I had my spending envelope, but I don't know where that got off to. Oh, it's there on the floor. So spending, I will end up putting $10 in that. I'm not going to grab it right now. I'll just set that to the side and do that later. I'll show you what that looks like. Maybe insert a picture of it. But spending, I don't put a lot of money in spending. And whatever is left there at the end of the week for rollover, I put in one of my envelopes of my sinking funds in my want envelope, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. But we're going to do our bills first. I do stuff all of my bills other than my mortgage. I know some people do, some people don't, but I do. I find it's just easier than having a lot of money in the bank. Because then I won't spend it as easily. And my mortgage is the only one I don't stuff because I get paid on Thursdays and my mortgage comes out on Friday. So it really would be quite redundant for me to take it out on Thursday, stuff it, and take it back to the bank later on that day or the next morning for my mortgage payment to come out. So iPhone Pro Max and cell phone come on the same bill every month. They are for, of course, my iPhone. I just got a new one in November, and so I owe for the device and my actual cell phone plan. So in my device, there's $80 here. For both of those, I spend $80 a month for the payment. And iPhone 13 Pro Max actually has a full month's payment in there, $80. So I'm not going to be stuffing that this month. And cell phone doesn't have anything. So I'm going to put $40 in here. I basically pay stuff half of my bills on one paycheck and then stuff the other half on the other. So cell phone and Pro Max, we're almost there. We just need another $40 left before the next payment. And that gets paid around like the 17th through the 20th. The date is like towards the end of the month, but I usually pay it mid-month. So we've got one more full pay before those are even an issue. So we're all good there. Insurance, I pay at the first of every month. This is for both my home and my car. It's $260 a month thereabouts. I've just rounded up. So we're going to put $130 in here. And then this will be fully funded. So 100, 200, 20, 40, 50, 60. So 260 in insurance. And that is that. So the next one we have is loan interest. This is for my credit line. The interest payment is 6.44%, or at least the rate is. I did make a big payment on it last month, $765. So we'll see what the interest is for this month, but I generally try and stuff between $95 and $105 for this. So here we have 50, 100, and 5. We added the 50. And I'm going to be making another huge payment on my credit line this month, probably next week, or yeah, today's Thursday, so probably the beginning of next week. And hopefully my loan interest will start dropping at that point. So power bill, I just paid that along with my cell phone. That is $202 every month. But what I generally do is I generally pay $210 because I'm on equalized billing. And so they just basically reevaluate in July of every year. And if you've paid a little bit extra money, then they consider that and they might give you a credit on your yearly payments for the next year. So that's kind of what I'm starting to do now, but I did use a fair amount of power, so I don't know if it'll go up or not. It's been quite cold. So Nissan is my biggest like monthly payment, so that's $423. So I'm gonna put $215 in here. And I pay that again with my cell phone, my power bill, all that comes out at the same time. So 100, 200, 10, 15. And I'm debating getting a new vehicle, but I'm in year 4 of 5 out of the financing. So I'm like, do I just suck it up and go a whole other year and then not have a car payment? Or do I just stick with it? Like, there's nothing wrong with my car, but I'm just like antsy for a different vehicle at this point. So that's that. Plowing, I said I live in this miserable Canadian winter. So I do pay somebody to plow my driveway because I work 12-hour shifts, and sometimes in the morning when I try and go out, it's absolutely impossible. So it's easier for me just to pay somebody. So I'm going to put $20 in here. I aim for $600 a year for plowing. On the worst months, it's sometimes like $225, $250. But last month I only paid $75, which was 2 plows for December and 1 for March of the last year. So that wasn't bad at all. Any money that's left over at the end of the winter, I'm just going to roll over for the next winter, and then that's less I have to stuff then. So in plowing, we have 100, 50, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 370, 390, 510 as 400. So I haven't got the January bill yet. I know he's plowed a few times, but I'm estimating it'll probably be around the same as it was for December, like 75 to $100. Property tax, they used to come right directly out of my mortgage, but now they're separate. They can like take payments out for this, either through the provincial site that we have or through my bank, but you can also do a lump sum. I'm going to try the lump sum this year, see how I like it, and then maybe next year if I have to do payments, I'll do that. But so I started out with the goal to pay $2,700 on my property tax. It's due in May, but I'm more aiming towards $3,000 now, just because property tax is so expensive. I have $2,000 in the bank. And there's $100 in the envelope, so there's $2,100 already in that. I'm going to be adding $150. So $150, so there's $2,250 as far as cash in there now. And the rest is basically sitting in my TFSA, waiting until I make the payment in May. So we're well on the road to getting that accomplished. TV internet is $150 a month, so I'm going to put 70 in there. I think it's like 150.68, so it's just a little bit of change. So really the extra money I just take out of my checking, the couple cents that it is. So there's $75 in TV internet now. And water sewer comes out in March and September. It's a payment that's twice a year. It's $190 a pop. I budgeted for, like, my goal was $400, but I'm working on my September payment now, because we have already accomplished our goal for March. So we're going to add $15 to this today, and we have 100, 150, 170, 190, 200, 210, and 220. So we're well on the way. We're more than halfway there to our goal. And if I get there early, that'll just be a little bit less money that I have to stuff in here, which will be amazing. So that's it for my bills binder. We're going to move on to my sinking funds. Beauty is my first one. We're going to put $30 in here. I got my nails done every 3 weeks. we're on lockdown right now, but I know some businesses are rebelling against the government because it's basically only salons and gyms and things that are closed, and the government's telling them that they're not essential, but they're like, we are essential. We have to feed our family. Like, so it's a big issue right now. So I think my salon is still going to be closed. So I don't know if I'm going to go for my nails next week, but I'm going to stuff it anyway, because it can never hurt to have money in here. So 120, 40, 150. And it is $50 a pop. I should start saving up money for a haircut at some point, but it just has not been my biggest priority. So car maintenance is consolidated with my tires envelope as well. They're both in here basically. My tires, I've been saving for a new set of all-season tires when I get my winter ones taken off. Yes, in Canada we do need 2 sets of tires. It's absolutely lovely. And they're not cheap. So I am going to put $100 in car today. I don't know how that got messed up. So one of the last $100 bills. And then I probably am going to be unstuffing the money that's in here for my tires because I have reached my goal of 700, and I'll be putting that as well into my TFSA so that it can gain some interest while I wait for May to come around and I need to change those. So in car maintenance, we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 850, 870, 880, 890, 900, 5, 10, 15, 20. We have $920 in here, and 700 of that is going to go towards car maintenance. My tires. So I'll be taking that out and putting that in my TFSA. Probably in my savings challenge video, I'll do the unstuffing there. Fireman's Lotto is like a 50-50 that we have. Every 2 weeks you pay $2 and you have a chance to win half the pot. Normally that is about $5,000 that you can win. So I feel like paying $2 for the chance to win $5,000 is pretty good. I'm going to be putting $8 in that this week. It is paid for all of 2022. It's $104 a year. And so it's good until January of 2023. And so I'm just working on my 2023 payment now. So this will be $11 that we have. 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. So that's it for that one. Holiday birthday is next, I guess. We're going to put $20 in this one. I should really switch over to this tracker. I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me. It's my first one. So we're going to do $40 in medical. I keep wanting to say medical. Geez, we're in holidays. So we're going to put $20 in holidays. The next one is Valentine's Day, but I'm single, so I might just buy like flowers for my mama, but that's really about it. Because my dad works out west, so it's really just her and me. Right, 75 in there right now. Medical is what I was on that tangent about. I'm going to physio right now for active tendonitis. So I'm like lumping a lot of money in this envelope every time. It's $17 a visit, and I generally go every week. So every pay I need to put $34 minimum in here. So I generally just round up to 40. But I'm hoping I don't have that many appointments left because I am feeling a lot better since I started in September or October, whenever that was. So this envelope now has 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 50, and there's 51, 52, 53, 55, 57, 58, 59. There's 159 in medical. And I don't like a lot of change in here, but where it's $17 every pop, sometimes it's hard. So that's where we're at. So miscellaneous. I spend the money out of here way more than I should. It's just for anything like unbudgeted, but I gotta calm down. I gotta stop doing that. So we're gonna try really hard not to spend this money. 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. We just put 20 in there. The goal was $400, but I think I'm just gonna drop that. Planner, budgeting. I spend a lot of money on stickers and things like that. I gotta stop doing that too. We're gonna put $50 in here. My planner is good up until 2023, so I don't need to spend on that. And I do have some stickers coming in the mail, so I'm gonna try and tell myself to just chill out there. Retirement. I do have a pension through work. So I generally just use this on the side as extra money, because that will be taxed quite heavily, and also we can't use that until we're 65, so I just like to have some extra money for it. So 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, there's $50 in here, so I know that's a low amount of money, but I do have a fair amount in my actual pension at work. Subscriptions is new. I generally used to just have my Spotify, that was $11.49 a month. But now I've increased the space on my iCloud, so that's some extra money there. It's going to be $16 a month. So I'm just going to put $15 in here every month, and I'll just pay the extra dollar, and I think it's 8 cents out of my checking. So I am going to pay my Spotify for this month. This will be for the next month. And of course, my iCloud storage came out when I bought it, so don't need anything there. So want envelope, I think we talked briefly about my spending rollover goes in here. Also, if I get like any Christmas money or whatever, I'll generally put that in. So I have $15 left over from some money that I got at Christmas. So I'm just going to throw that in. Probably going to end up buying a video game with this in February. There's a few coming out. Don't know if any of you like video games. That's a whole different niche, I realize that. But yeah, I'm kind of nerdy. So there is 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, $85 in want. But yeah, if any of you like video games, you can totally talk nerdy to me in the comments. I'll be into it. And Christmas, it's never too early to start stuffing Christmas. My goal here is $1,000, so I'm gonna do 50 here. I do have a tracker for this, which we will be kind of talking about at the end, or filling out at least. And I'm on to my last envelope, which is more like my long-term sinking funds, debt kind of stuff. So I've got 2 bank envelopes here, one for my checking and one for my credit card. This is money that goes back to the bank, because I found when I just lumped it all into one envelope, it got confusing as to what was going where. So I separate those two. Credit card is gonna get $25. So I don't have a huge balance on my credit card, but I just bought like a desk that I could use for my next cash stuffing, and just like in general, because I don't have one and it would be really handy to have. So that should come for my next video, but that was like $100, and then my Apple came out. So the balance on this, I believe, is like 110. But I also have a return to make to Amazon, so that balance is going to be quite fluid over the next little bit, and I haven't really wanted to make a payment for that just yet. So credit line, this is the big bully. This is going to get all of my attention primarily. I'm going to add $145 from the cash tray here. And we're also going to be adding some money from my rollover fund to it as well. So from rollover, we're going to be putting another $50. And I'm going to be using this money to make a payment. Whatever is left in the envelope over $1,000, I will just kind of carry forward for the next one, and go from there. So in credit line, we have, bear with me here, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, $1,015. There's $1,015 in here. So I'll be taking $1,000 right to the bank next week, and making a payment on that. So that's exciting. And all of my saving challenges and everything else, as I have mentioned several times, are just all going to be going to my credit line. So DRO, I don't even know if I owe this. This stands for device return option. So Bell basically has a new way where they pretty much lease their phones out. And at the end of the contract, if you want to keep your phone, you pay $560. And if you don't want to keep your phone, you don't have to pay that extra money. Where I bought it from a third party, I don't know if I'm going to owe it. Of course I will, but I would rather stuff it now. over the 2-year period, then get to the end and owe $560, which is what they said on their website. So right now I have 50, 70, 90, 110, 115, 120. I have 120 in DRO. Emergency fund. We're working on this. I know Dave Ramsey says to save up $1,000 before you start paying off your debt. But that's not realistic to me. I use it more as like my 3 to 6 month fund, and 3 months worth of expenses for me are over $5,000. So I basically am just putting away $50 every pay, as much as I can, and then still paying on my debt, because I would be here forever if I spent the $1,000 for emergency funds. It wouldn't pay even close to half of my bills. So this is what we're doing. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 50, 600. There's $600 here. Like I said, $53.16 is the total for 3 months worth of expenses, and $10,632 is my 6 month. So you can see it's not cheap. Nomi was the savings fund that I took the money out of at the beginning of the video, to basically make the money that we needed to stuff this for now until I get my correction. This is basically just like another savings. I don't know if any of you guys use RBC or if you know anything about it. But you can, like, it's just another way you can save money. You get a little bit of interest on this. Really, it's pennies to the dollar. But basically I just use it as another kind of savings fund for me to differentiate from. And I'm saving up to buy a fence with this money. It's not cheap. I don't know if any of you guys know about landscaping or whatever, but I have 200 feet of fence that I have to replace. I'm trying to save up $5,000, and it's probably gonna be next summer. I'm not even close to this summer, but I might just also do like cedar hedges or something, and that might be a lot cheaper. So in Nomi, prior to me taking out, there was $400, so we're gonna put that $400 back when I get my correction, and I'm also gonna add about $50, so it should be at like $450 the next time you guys see it. But that is online only. So cash savings, we have 110. We're gonna be adding that's up here, $15 to that. So 100, 10, 20, 25. And then we're on to savings challenges, which we're not going to do in this video. So I think we are basically done. I'm going to look at some of my trackers here. Like I said, we're going to be setting this money aside. Anything that's left will go to either savings or back to Nomi or what have you. And my Christmas tracker, I can't tell with the sunlight. Okay, there we go. We're gonna fill out 2 of these bulbs because each of them are worth $25. So that's really exciting. Let's do like maybe purple. Did we do? Yeah, we'll do a purple. So each of these is worth $25, and we're gonna stuff $50 every cash stuffing. We always fill out 2 of those, so we're doing good there. Okay guys, so here's where we started to fall off the rails. I realized that the bottom half of this tracker is out of frame, but I didn't realize until I was editing, so I will correct that for next video. It's all just a learning experience. And when my pay got messed up, I admitted I got a little bit discombobulated and I kind of slacked. I didn't get everything quite figured out as far as filling out my trackers go. So we will actually do that in the next video, and I apologize for that, but really I don't have an excuse. So it's been a long video, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to hear from you guys in the comments. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and hopefully you'll stick around for the next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.